Hello, and welcome back to Between the Lines. I'm your host, Jeanette Huffman. Today, we'll be interviewing Linda Sparks, the author of Mad Alice. Right here, got my copy. Do you have yours? They're available on Amazon. I got my copy about a week ago, and I read it within the first day that I got it. I could not stop, couldn't close my eyes, was tired the next day at work, but it didn't matter. It was worth it. She's a beautiful writer, beautiful artist, and I'm super excited to be able to interview her and to talk about this novel. I will be on air with my co-host, Rich Kopacz, and he will also be asking some interview questions. He is currently working on an audio scene based off of my book, Abigail, and this time he's actually taken the character of Starbuck the cat, which is absolutely adorable, and based off my cat Loki, who you might hear in the background meowing. He really wants inside, but I don't think that's a good idea. He made an audio scene of Starbuck the cat and Starbuck's adventures, and that brought the idea that we really needed to interview somebody that has written a book that includes animals as human-type characters. So hold on to your hats, get your teacup ready. I've got mine. Oh, can you see his little face? There it is. And welcome to the ride. Welcome back to Between the Lines, my podcast. I'm your host, Jeanette Huffman. The co-host, you can see there with the wide array of animals, is Rich Kopacz. And today we will be interviewing Linda Sparks, and we'll be talking about her book, Mad Alice, and her use of animals in her book as well. So welcome, Linda. Thank you so much for being on the show. I have wanted to interview you for a while. We'll just say a while. Ever since I started doing this podcast. Rich, say your hellos to Linda.
Oh. Hello, Linda. Nice to meet you.
I've known Linda for ever since I was in kindergarten. Rachel is Linda's daughter. We were best friends since I first saw her on the playground. I remember my mom told me, she said, I was like, well, Mom, how do I make friends when I go to school? And she said, well, you just walk up to them and ask them, do you want to be my friend? And I did that with Rachel, and she said yes. So ever since then, I've known Linda. I've gone to her house, the black schoolhouse in Breedsville. Oh my gosh, that was creepy and has some stories to tell right there. But bottom line is that Linda and I have known each other for a long time. I consider her family.
Let me ask you this. Was Linda writing back then? Is that like an inspiration for you?
She was, but we were kids. And so Rachel and I were paying attention to Barbie dolls. And we would have movie nights with Rachel's family, and we would watch Return of the Living Dead. And it was awesome. And everybody would be screaming, and I'm sitting there laughing during this scene, and nobody judged me. Nobody acted like that was weird. It was just, we were just having a good time.
Yes, I was writing.
Oh yeah. How long have you been writing?
Actually, all my life. In fact, I wrote my first, what I considered a total book, was at 8 years old.
Oh my gosh.
My mother saved it, and I still have it.
What was it
It's all
about?
written in the composition book.
Well, yeah, what was it about?
Oh, it was one of those dramatic things where a woman got captured by the Indians and changed her life and all kinds of stuff. And I was 8 years old.
Yeah. Nice adventure story.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I was always looking for adventure. Always thinking there was something else besides the things under the bed. I knew there was always something else out there that I needed to find out about.
So what was it that brought you to write Mad Alice? What sparked that idea?
Well, I always loved Alice in Wonderland. I love all those kinds of tales. And I find it, I'm working on several books right now. I have to do several projects. But I was going to do a collection of short stories. And I'd already had one poem published called Mad Alice. And I said, well, I can write a whole bunch of short stories about those kinds of characters. And after the first chapter, I was like, oh no, this is a book. And it just took me away, and I never looked back because it wasn't a collection, it was a book. And she just started telling me her tale. She told me.
So that sounds like, and this happens to me, and I know Jeanette has talked a little bit about this too. You write the characters, and all of a sudden they just kind of take off, and you're
They
just like,
do.
I'm just a witness at this point.
It's exactly like that. I'm along for the ride. That's how I see it. I know some people plot out things and outline, and none of that works for me because I wouldn't stick to it because I'm listening to something else. And I'm there in front of the keyboard, and it's just, I feel like a translator. Like I'm hearing voices and I'm translating it. It's wonderful. I love it. It's better than any drug.
So you two are much more familiar with Mad Alice. I understand that it's, using the characters from Alice in Wonderland, but just tell me just a little bit about this. Mad Alice, is it a continuation? Is it like alternate universe? What is Mad Alice?
Well, it's based on the tale of Alice in Wonderland, basically, which I've always loved, that fantasy tale, and Alice Through the Looking Glass. And I love all of those tales because I learned all of them when I was very, very young. And I always believed they were part of life. Yes, they were characters in a book, but I always thought they were part of this world. And I just believed that I could go to any of those fantastical worlds anytime I wanted to. So with Mad Alice, she just kind of takes off and she goes down the rabbit hole. And of course, she's going to follow. She's going to jump in. She sees this rabbit and she's going to follow him down this hole. She doesn't even give it a second thought because Alice is always looking for adventure. And she's down there in this world. Not a moment is she afraid. And she's following him and chasing him and finding out what on earth he's doing. Never once thinking, oh, what am I doing down here? This is crazy. And then she encounters all kinds of wonderful, mad things.
I really liked how Alice wasn't afraid. Most people would think that if they chased this white rabbit into this hole, that they would be scared. But that girl has guts. And I feel like a lot of your stories, the women, the female characters in the stories, they go toe to toe with the male characters. Sometimes they're a little bit stronger even. And so I really enjoyed Alice's character. She was just no nonsense, didn't care if she got her white dress dirty or not. She did what she wanted to do, which kind of makes me think of you. I kind of feel like when you were writing Mad Alice, were you Alice in a way, or?
I think I was, because I totally understand my characters. When I write about a character, I become them. It's not, I am listening to them, but I also become a part of them. And yes, that's the way I would be. If I jumped down a hole, I would react like her. And I would say, wow, okay, what's next? Let me go see. Never thinking about, oh, should I figure out an escape route? No, I got to go see. And yes, I think I'm a very strong person, and I've always gone after the adventures.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you scared in your life.
No, if you guys are watching Return of the Living Dead when you're kids, you don't sound like you're fearful. Let me ask you this, because there's a lot of animal characters, and that's kind of, we're talking a little bit about writing animal characters. And so you say that you are Alice, that is, you kind of become her, and then you write from that perspective. What about the animals? Is it the same, or are the animals like I take a little bit different take writing animals than people, but what's your process there?
I become the animal.
Okay.
I become that. I have a great empathy for creatures of all kinds, including monsters. I even write about monsters, and I become the monster because I want to understand who they are, because they're not me, but I want to see who they are. So I become them, and I totally try to understand the animals and their perspective, because I feel like things are kind of off balance because somebody in the human world is always trying to trump on the animals.
Did you have any challenges writing any of the animals in Mad Alice? Was there, did one stand out more than another, or no? Was there one animal where you're like, well, this is a little bit different of an animal, like I'm going to have to go a little bit further with this animal?
Probably the dormouse, because the dormouse is a creature that isn't necessarily real. And so I could go beyond what it was created by the original author, and I could make it my character. And so I always try to kind of understand him, because I always felt like there he was at the Mad Hatter party, and everybody's acting crazy, and he's kind of like trying to sleep through it. And I always tried to understand him.
I feel like the Dormouse was probably one of the most wise characters in the novel.
Yes.
Because sometimes the quietest one is the one that's just, they're observing and they're assessing things. And I won't give it away because anyone listening to this, you've got to read this book. But he really comes through later on in the tale. And I loved the Dormouse.
I do too. I do.
The Dormouse made me think of your daughter, Maya.
Definitely. There's definitely those aspects. And I guess all the people we encounter in life, we take those pieces of them and sometimes integrate them into what we're living and what we're doing, and as writers, what we write.
Oh, totally.
So I feel snatches of people that come to me as I'm moving along.
Do you think that you will do a follow-on tale for Mad Alice? Do you think that's it for that character? Or do you think that maybe you'll go deeper? I know that you've done a couple novels, Andromeda, there's follow-on books after that. I just kind of wondered, the ending of Mad Alice, some people might think that you couldn't, but I still think you could.
I become very emotionally attached to the creations, and I have a hard time not writing a second book or third book, or in Andromeda's case, I'm on my 6th book. And so I can see, like, the Dormouse having his book, and I can see.
I would love that.
And I can see wanting to get into the mind of the Mad Hatter, because he's fascinating to me too. So yeah, it's possible.
See, and that, Rich, that's funny that Linda says that, because that was how I felt about Monsters Ball. When Linda reached out and asked me to write the short story for her.
It was anthology.
All the characters, you want to follow them down the rabbit hole. You want to know, well, wait a minute, there's a story with this one. And what about that one? Rich's novel that he has, there are so many characters in his too, that he wrote Daughter of God, and I could just see so many other stories being told based off of that. So it's never ending.
Like Linda, you fall in love with the characters, and you start to see the possibilities of what kind of adventures and life that they have beyond what you had originally planned.
I feel like that. I feel like they become real to me.
This is funny. Listen, I mean, I'm the great derailer of the podcast here, so I'm just going to tell you. When Linda said, I just thought that's how life was, and you could go follow a rabbit down a rabbit hole. I will tell you, when I was probably 7 or 8, I had read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh, yes.
And I took a piece of steel rebar to my grandma's closet to dig out the drywall, because I thought,
oh no,
I thought it was the spare room. I thought this closet led to Narnia.
I love that, though. That depth of just imagination, you can't buy that.
I think it's
But
helpful. We're
but
always
Linda
going
probably
to be like
relates. Like, it gets you into trouble with adults.
It does.
adults. They think they rule the world. They're so wrong. So wrong.
Well, and that kind of brings up another thing. In your novel, Mad Alice, you talk about the Peter Pan syndrome.
Called the Wendy problem?
The Wendy problem. My question is that, with like, at least for me, and it seems like for you, through your writing, I've noticed it too, and I'm pretty sure Rich is in the same boat with us, paddling away. Do you feel like as we get older, we all have the Wendy problem? We feel like our bodies get older, but I don't feel 47. In my brain, I'm still 20 years old, running around, doing whatever I want. Sometimes it hurts a little more. Maybe writing is a way that helps keep us young.
I would totally agree with that. Yeah, writing is a pathway to that, to recapturing and holding on to those those things that sparked our imaginations when we were young. We still have those.
The fun things, the not
Even the scary
everyday.
things. All
Oh
of it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and that's another strange thing that I've wondered before is when I was younger, I was afraid of the monsters under the bed, right? But now that I've gotten older, I'm not afraid of the monsters under the bed. In fact, I'm more curious about things like that. So it's interesting how our perspective changes. I mean, that's pretty normal, but I feel like writers, there's some connection there where we all, like you said, we're all a little different.
But I do believe being young at heart is very important, because even if you have like a severe chronic illness, you can't let it weigh you down. You have to take yourself outside of your body. And being a writer takes you anywhere you want to go. You can explore something you've never touched before, and you can be as young as you want or as old as you want. And I love that because I can control the world and probably even the universe. And nobody even knows, but I'm in control.
Rich, did you want to tell Linda about the audio scene that you have been working on?
Like upcoming?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, does Linda know we're doing audio scenes at all?
Well, I maybe explain it.
Jeanette and I are collaborating on is we started doing from our own works, taking characters and scenes from our books and making a short, 5 to 10 minute audio scene, like almost like radio drama. And it kind of acts as like a trailer to our work, because you try to find something that, even though it's out of context, you can follow enough that it intrigues you, and it doesn't quite wrap up, so it leaves you wanting more. And it's just another creative outlet, and it's very dramatic, and in that it's fun, and there's a lot of, again, like reading, just audio leaves a lot to the imagination still. So it's a fun project. So we got like 4 or 5 done now.
Oh gosh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Rich has done a lot of work on it.
Do you have some links for them? Yeah.
Oh yes, YouTube. On YouTube, I've got my YouTube channel. I plaster it all over there. I've got the podcast Between the Lines. Spotify, it's on there. I'll put little short excerpts on TikTok and Instagram and anything to just kind of get people interested, to let them know that it's even out there. It's just another avenue for expressing yourself, your art.
So we came up with a bunch of scenes from our books just so we would have something to have the podcast to kind of get this project going. Week after week we'd have one until we got new authors on and started doing their stuff. So when I asked Jeanette, I said, well, we've done a couple of your characters. We've done Abigail and Lily, and then we did a scene with Silas and James. And so is there anybody else? She said Starbuck, who is a cat in the book Abigail. And it's not like Starbuck has any lines or even an inner monologue, but Starbuck is a character that exists within that world. And so she's like, yeah, I just would like to see us expand on the world of Starbuck. And because there wasn't a whole lot, in Jeanette's head, he's a kind of a cantankerous old cat. We had a lot of leeway to what we could do. So I came up with a scene where it's all cats. All of our voice actors are playing cats. So we'll have that following the tail of this podcast. But I want to put you guys on the spot talking animals in literature. And I love, Linda, that you have taken a well-revered work and expanded upon that. And the fact that it has animals in it is fantastic for what we're doing today. So I want to ask you guys, I want you each to come up with, or maybe you already have, maybe you've already have an idea, or maybe you've already, done this work. What is another animal from literature that you would like to write about? You would like to sort of expand or tell that story from the animal's perspective, or tell that animal's story. Linda took from Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
So there's animals in literature are all over the place, but they're not always like featured like they are in Alice in Wonderland. Sometimes like like it's Starbuck. He's a complete background character. But today we're going to extrapolate and see, we're going to get a little glimpse into Starbuck's life, which is great. So come up with an animal that you would want to do the same thing with.
Okay.
I have a wonderful character. He features in a few of my books, and he features in Zombie Zuzi, and his name is Ozzy, and he's a black cat. And
I knew he was going to be a black cat.
What?
Oh, he said he knew.
No, gee, imagine. And he is most wonderful, but he's based on a real black cat. And I look at this, he's not even my cat, he's my daughter's cat. But I love him. And I only meet him occasionally, but every time I see him, a new story comes to me. And he like runs the cat yard, and he's the chief cat, and he tells them all what to do. And he's aging, but he still swipes them up whenever he needs to. And I just love this character. And I know he's got more and more stories, and I can just see him becoming an animated character.
That's wonderful. That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah. Good one. All right, Jeanette, what do you got?
I'd write about a snake,
Ooh.
which
Like
is really a reptile, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Good snake, or is he
Nice.
a bad snake? Or
Oh, he's
doesn't
a
he
bad
know?
snake. They've got to be bad snake, which
Okay,
really,
I'll go with that.
yeah. In the end, a lot of times, if you look at the characters, the villains, the bad characters, they aren't really bad. They're just kind of misunderstood. In the Ashbourne, Loki, I thought I would hate Loki, and no, I loved him. Loki made me cry.
Yeah. Loki's a great example of a misunderstood villain, right? He's got a completely selfish motive throughout the whole thing, but when you really unpack it, there was something else all along that he was going for.
Exactly. Yeah.
A whole new world out there, more opportunity to create.
Oh my gosh, it's like never ending. It's on and on.
My pick is from the Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, yes. I love that.
I was like, these guys got to be familiar with that. There's no way they're not familiar with that. So if you remember, Ichabod Crane ends up going to that party, and he rides an old plow horse named Gunpowder, who literally has like 2 years left to live. He's so old. And then Gunpowder ends up in this incredible chase scene with this giant black stallion that chases him all over the forest, right? And so I would love to write from Gunpowder's perspective. He's an old plow horse. He knows he's near the end of his life. He's probably bitter. He probably used to be something, and he knows that there's this black stallion who thinks he's the bomb now. And Gunpowder's like, I wish I could put him in his place. And then he has an opportunity in this it would be called Gunpowder's Last Ride.
That's awesome.
It would be great. I love it.
Yeah.
Can you get that?
I'll put it together at some point, but that's my animal novel.
Okay.
I like it. Hopefully he doesn't step on my snake.
Right.
Oh, I don't know. I'd like that scene. I want to see how it plays out.
I know. Let's see who comes out on top.
So I got to know before I forget to ask you guys, and I'm a big Alice in Wonderland fan too. And I mean, I think even before I read the book, I did see the Disney cartoon, which was trippy and fun. But do you guys remember a made-for-TV live-action Alice in Wonderland?
Yes.
About the time when we were kids?
Oh, yeah.
What was the monster in that? The Babadook?
The Jabberwocky.
The Jabberwocky.
I love the Jabberwockies. I love them.
It was the most traumatically terrifying scene.
That was amazing. Whoever came up with that That
Yeah.
was good. I like that there have been so many renditions of Alice in Wonderland because each one is just so different. Just like Mad Alice. It's just
There's
so
so many ways
different.
to go. There's so
Oh
many
my
ways to
gosh.
go with it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because some of their Alice is she's just kind of she's more afraid and in Linda's she's not afraid of anything. She's just kind of
If you're going on an adventure, you might as well enjoy it.
well, exactly. Why would you even go on the adventure if you're going to be scared the whole time?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's a good point.
Oh man. Okay.
My only follow-up question is what can we expect from Linda next?
I have 5 projects going right now, and there's a big tug of war that goes on at night after 10:30 at night. I come in here and write, and I'm trying to finish the Poe murders, which I love Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, me
But
too.
I'm doing a rendition of him where his wife Annabelle starts off the book and she was buried alive. So that's that book.
Oh,
And
that's
in between,
awesome.
I'm actually working on another collection. I think it's a collection, but I never know what it's going to. But it's going to be a collection, I guess. And it's about different creatures, and of course, I love writing about the creatures. But I have about 5 other hot projects that I'm trying to dance around, and I have to slap myself up every once in a while and say, "Focus."
Right.
I don't listen,
Right.
but
So
I tell
I'm
myself.
super excited about the Poe. I'm a huge Poe fan. Super excited about the Poe thing, and that does sort of bring me back. I did. And Jeanette even prompted me, man. I dropped it, but we this podcast was about animals. We want to interview you again in the near future about the Monsters Ball. And we want to have an audio scene. We want to have an audio scene based on the Monsters Ball.
Wow.
So will you come back for that?
Sure. I love that book. I love monsters.
Awesome.
I didn't want to quit that book, but it had to end because I had other things to do. But my books shouldn't ever end. They should just continue and continue.
Right. Well, we will revisit it and bring it back to life like Frankenstein's monster.
Okay. Yes.
100%.
Mary
100%.
Shelley.
Well, Linda, do you have anything that you would like to say to your readers out there?
I just have so much fun writing these books. And I love getting feedback when people leave reviews. That's wonderful. And I feel really great when somebody says, wow, I love the book. And I'm like, oh, well, I touched something, because I'm so excited when I'm writing the book that it doesn't even really have a purpose. I'm just going lickety-cut just as fast as I can. And then sometimes afterwards I'm like, wow, what was that? And it's like waking up and saying, did you really write what you were supposed to write? And it doesn't seem to matter because I enjoy it so much, but I want other people to enjoy it. I would love people to come to my world and take a peek and say, hey, what are we
You know what she's talking about, Jeanette? Right there?
Mhm.
She's talking about our t-shirts.
Oh, go ahead and tell her.
We're better connected.
Better connected.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's about the connection. You've made a connection with somebody, and that's the magic.
Yes.
Are you going to continue using Rachel's artwork for your novels? Rachel does beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
I love to. Getting her to do that little thing there was, she was like, okay, mom. My brother wants her to do a full painting, and I have paintings all in my house that she's done. Because I know that's her zone, but right now she's taking care of her grandchild and everything, and she doesn't have time to be creative, but I want her to keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
Even if you have to lose sleep, you have to do your creativity.
I think so. I think it's good for your soul.
Yeah.
Well, where can readers find your novel?
Amazon.com. I have an author page, which has all my different books listed. And in the back of each book, I always list them all. And there's several genres because I can't stick to one thing. There's I have to do all things. I'm a
What does
Gemini.
that sound like, Rich?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. I learned a lot from Linda growing up. So I think you rubbed off on me more than you probably realized.
Well, I take
Yeah,
that as a
that's what it
compliment.
sounds like.
Thank you.
Just everybody read Mad Alice and see what you think.
Definitely. Everybody
Absolutely.
needs to read Mad Alice, and I would recommend read it before you go to sleep, but finish the whole book because, yeah, that's fun. Thank you again, Linda, for being on the show. Thank you, Rich, for being my co-host, my little buddy over there with your animals. What is it? The koala and the
Be
lion?
nice to those animals. Be nice to them.
I know, especially Sandwich. Where's Sandwich? Is that on your hand there?
Oh, I love it.
Have a wonderful night, and we will see you next week on Between the Lines.
Thank you.
Give it back! Give it back here, hey!
Get off me. It's mine.
not.
It's too.
You don't have to share it.
No. Throw it off the train.
I'll throw you off the train.
Boys, enough.
Mom.
Mom, he had it forever.
Catflight, get off your brother now. Good. Now, Sidebend, bring that here to me.
Mom, it's just a dog toy.
I don't care what it is. It's causing too much trouble, and his train car is too small to put up with that kind of ruckus.
Mom, we won't cause a ruckus. We'll be quiet.
Bring it here to me now, or I will get up and come get it from you.
Yes, Mom.
Good. That's better. Ugh, it does smell like dog. Why you cats could even tolerate this? I should throw this right off the car.
No, Mom, don't do that.
Mom, we'll be quiet. We promise.
All right, enough. I'll keep it back here for now. We'll have some peace and quiet and play with it later. Now settle down.
Your fault, Hal.
Shut up. Don't talk to me. You stay over there.
Fine. You stay over there.
Fine. Shut up.
What are you doing?
None of your business.
Boys, try to get along.
Fine. I'm mousing.
Mousing? But you don't know how. I mean, are there mice in here?
Sure. Well, I don't know. I don't smell or hear any.
Me neither.
Hey, what if there are rats?
Yeah. Big brown ones? Don't worry, Mom. There aren't any rats around here.
Yeah, and if they're out there, they'd drown in all that rain.
Not black rats. No, ship's rats. Ship's rats don't drown.
Mr. Starbuck, I'm so sorry. Did my boys disturb your nap?
No, I don't nap deep. One eye open. Been away.
What do you mean? Not black rats?
Fly, don't pester the cat.
Black rats are ship's rats. Don't drown. They swim, sometimes for miles, sometimes even underwater.
Really?
Have you seen one of them?
You never see just one.
Okay, boys, let's just let Mr. Starbuck get back to his nap.
If you boys will mind your mother and stay quiet, I'll tell you the story of how I was ship's cat aboard the Golden Wing, a schooner sailing for Charleston, but doomed to settle on the bottom of the Atlantic.
Really? Can we, Mom?
Oh, please. We'll be so quiet.
That's very kind, Mr. Starbuck. I'm just not sure that kind of story is appropriate for... Well, I just don't know.
I appreciate that, Miss Nylon. But on the other hand, that might be the only kind of story that would hold these kittens' attention and let you get some rest.
That's a fair point. I suppose I hadn't thought of it like that, but it's probably true.
It's what I call a devil's bargain.
Devil's bargain?
When you get something you want, but you have to give something up. But what you give up isn't something you can see or hold. It's more like a state of mind or a certain conviction.
I don't understand.
I do. Very well, Mr. Starbuck. I suppose if it'll bring some peace, then maybe I can catch a little nap. You sure you don't mind?
No, not at all, Miss Nylon. Now you boys settle in and be good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Starbuck.
All right, then. This story takes place when I was a youngin', not much older than either of you. 4 of us cats on board the Golden Wing, each of us mouses. Our job to take care of pests. I'll pay in fish and spinach.
Spinach? Yeah.
Hush, Catfly.
I kept to myself for most part, only speaking to Jack Paw Kim, who was head cat, ordered us about our duties. There was a young human lad, one of the cabin boys, that took a liking to me, and always wanted me to cozy up. But I was full of myself, saw myself as too important for the likes of him, and more's the pity. Many's the nights I could have used the warmth.
What about the rats?
Shut up, Catfly. We'll get to the rats when he gets to them.
Ah, the rats. They'll be along soon enough. We were within days of the coast, near enough to Charleston to smell the she crab soup, or so we imagined when it happened. My mate Lemon was on watch that night, and he let out a howl of alarm at 3 bells. The rest of us scampered up the mast to him, and I remember his eyes, wide as saucers of milk, full of mad terror. "What is it?" cries Jack Paw. And Lemon stares off the port side and mutters, "There's something on the water. Something that moves across the waves like a wave, but not a wave." I gaze out across the blackness. My eyes were as keen as my claws. Then I saw it.
What did you see?
It was a horde of rats, swimming like demons across the water for our ship. There were hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, all bunched together like a thick black carpet, moving across the sea, the glint of their fiery red eyes and their white sharp teeth revealing their nature.
Black rats? Ship's rats?
We were at full sail, but with the wind too light to push proper, and the rats were heading straight at us. We only had minutes to prepare. Jack Paw Kim takes me aside on the deck and tells me that there's a hold full of cheese and meats. Not the galley food, what the sailors eat, but the officers' food, captain's food. And it's all in the lower hold, with but one trap door in the floor to seal it away from the rats. Jackpaw tells me it's up to me to guard that door with my life, no matter what happens.
Alone?
Aye, alone. I was young and reckless and invincible, at least in my own head, and I took to the task like a hero. Down in the hold, crouched upon that door in the dark, I listened as the rats clambered over the port side of the ship, heard their claws on the deck as they scampered across, then saw their silhouettes peer down at me from above. For an instant, I could see their noses twitch as they smelled the precious cargo below me. Then suddenly, they filled the hole as they leapt through it. A near impenetrable darkness surrounded me as they came on, and I struck my claws out in every direction, my own frenzy equal to theirs. My front claws were bolts of lightning, my back claws hammer and thunder. Bodies of rats piled up all around me, but still they came. I can't tell you how long it went, nor count the casualties. Time seemed to cease as the battle raged.
What happened, Mr. Starbuck?
Did you kill them all?
No, in the end, it was the ship itself that gave out. A section of mast crashing through the hold, narrowly missing me by a breath. Smashed open the floor, trapdoor and all, and the lot of us went tumbling down into the lower hold.
And the food? The captain's food?
The hold was empty. Oh, there were scraps to give off smells, but the whole thing had been a ruse, a trick to occupy the rat, while the crew scuttled the ship and escaped into longboats. And I was the best part of that job. The harder I fought, the more the rats were convinced the food was there.
Then, the other cats, they left you there to die?
I bear them no grudge, ma'am. I practically volunteered, fool that I was. But now I was in real trouble. The mast had gone all the way through the bottom, and the ship was sinking. I couldn't both fight and swim. Besides, there were sharks to account for.
What did you do?
The time for fighting had ended. Escape was the only thing that mattered. I swam, I floundered about, struggled. I crawled frantically over swimming rats and even a shark, then leapt from the water to a piece of floating debris, then to another, and then another. Eventually, I was away from the ship, away from the rats, and away from the sharks. Then, I saw a raft, or at least enough of wood tied together to be a raft. The cabin boy was manning it. Seemed he hadn't made it onto a longboat with the rest of the crew. Perhaps he'd been tricked as I had.
Did you get to him? Despite how you initially felt about him?
Aye, my feelings washed away in the seawater. Climbed aboard his raft, clung to him like he was my own mother. He meant survival, and I took that devil's bargain, and gladly. He was a good lad, and he and I made it to shore, then to a port city. And that's the end of that story.
My boys have fallen asleep. You live in Charleston now, Mr. Starbuck?
I had an obligation up north, but now I'm heading home. It's a big place, plenty of room for cats, if you're looking. Only
Only what?
you have to tolerate the ghosts.
Oh, you mean it?
I do. And it's only right to warn you, even if you don't believe me. There's a tragedy about the place, and ghosts are restless there. Even so, it's not a bad place for cats. But
But it's a devil's bargain.
that it is.
Thank you, Mr. Starbuck. It's very kind of you. I'll think it over. I'm gonna lie to you, I got distracted by Tomodachi Life.
Okay, I'm back. I got a message that said I was unstable.
Yeah, we already knew that.
I mean, that's true. You always are.
Okay, I don't know how to fix that for you. You actually remembered to do it,
Good job.
but you forgot baby Moses.